Liberty 2, Westchester 1 here at the IceLine Arena in Westchester, Pennsylvania, where the Golden Rams are hosting the Flames, the number 3 team in the conference, the number 16 team in the country. And the score was 1-1 with about 2 minutes left to go until Nelson fired in a wrister from the blue line that we thought had been tipped by Marshall King. But the official word right now is that instead it hit the blocker of Brandon Colgan in front of the goal. And the goal will be awarded to Nelson, although, of course, Toronto will have the final say later on. 20 minutes are on the board here in the start the second period, and Brian Augsberger's alongside me and has his thoughts on the first.
Well, if I'm being honest, it looks like Liberty is the better team here, and maybe not by far, but it's obvious. And really, to neutralize that, it seems like the passing within the zone or in the zone for Liberty is their strongest asset. So Westchester needs to neutralize that in the neutral zone. They need to keep them from gaining access to Westchester zone. That's what I've seen so far. That's been their biggest asset, Liberty, and they're very good when they do that. So for Westchester, it's about neutralizing that.
Once they set up shop in the Westchester zone, it's just a matter of time because they pepper Colgan with shots. Last night they took about 65 against Michael Rice. Many of those do end up sailing wide, but by the law of averages, some of them are eventually going to find the twine. 20 minutes on the board here in the second period. Westchester in the alternate yellow uniforms, skating from left to right. And it's John Mango against the local Mr. Crane. And they are exchanging words here at the center circle. And they'll go after each other after the puck is dropped. Really, tensions have been spilling over ever since last night when the Liberty Flames won 7-0. And by the middle of that game, Westchester was taking out their frustration. Now, Bergen is in the penalty box for Liberty, and Westchester is on the attack here with about 1 minute and 20 seconds left on the power play. 5-on-4. They have the puck in the Liberty zone. Swall winds up and breaks his stick from the blue line. Out in front, Vionis had an opportunity, but it was stolen away from him after the shot. The weak one came in from Swall. He collects a new stick. And Optenaker now tries to drop it off, and he's shoved into the boards hard. And Liberty trying to kill some time in the Westchester zone, but short-handed. And now up ahead, Westchester trying to catch them off, but they're not able to do so because the pass was just too far for Kevin Cleary. Reynolds backs checks well. And then behind the goal, Fricks is able to skate up ice with it, 2-on-2, and he'll dump it in on Colgan, who directs it into the near side corner. John Mango passes back behind the goal. Optenaker will set up for another attack here on the power play. He whiffs on the pass, and Hayes is after him in a hurry. Is able to jump back on the puck again. Long pass ahead for McElroy. Denied access to the blue line, and he'll just have to dump it in. Cruikshank now has it behind the goal. After Scott stops it there, they can't get it out of the zone. Andy Skipper fires. It goes wide to the right with a couple of Rams waiting to tip it. And then fired all the way out of the zone by Liberty with 5 seconds left on the power play. Always a lot of late hits after pucks are fired up ice between these two teams ever since last night's hostilities. Westchester takes it in on goal, and they're able to get it on to Scott, who directs it into the far corner, and then Liberty skates out with it. Behind the goal now, the Westchester zone. Into the near side corner. And then skating around here, Liberty back to Cruikshank at the point, is able to pass it along the blue line. Rister comes in, deflected in front, and blocked and never made it to Colgan. Shot was from Hughes. Liberty keeps it in the zone. And now in the slot, Hayes passes into the far circle. The shot comes in, and it's blocked aside by Colgan and off the side netting. Harris was the one shot. And he finds Hamilton in front. He shoots wide on the one-timer in the slot. Cruikshank keeps it in the zone. Wraps around to the far corner, where Harris passes, and he's got his man behind the goal. Bergen, who's out of the penalty box. Bergen tries to get it. He's diving all over the ice just like he was last night. And then Harris at the half boards, back to Bergen, and now Schartz. Schartz fires the wrister. It's off the shin of Joseph Gibbs. And then the rebound found its way to the far corner, and the shot was over the bar. Rebounds is picked up behind the goal by Optenaker, who tried to wrap it around and out of the zone, but it goes up into the netting behind the goal. And with 2 minutes and 55 seconds played in the second period, The score is still 2-1, Liberty.
Well, you see why we mentioned that Westchester needs to be better in the neutral zone. Liberty has spent the past full minute in Westchester's zone. So they're getting a lot of shots off, they're getting a lot of time, and unfortunately, they're wearing out Westchester.
Yeah, it really tires them out. And the face-off in the far circle is won by the Flames. Garvin sends it in behind the goal. Swall tries to send it along, but it's kept in the zone by Schartz, and the shot comes in, and a wraparound opportunity on the backhand is stopped. It was Ryan who wrapped it around, and now Jean-Louis sends it up ice. Back behind the goal. They'll chase. Scott stops it behind his net. The pass up ahead. Swall keeps it in the zone, taps it to the far half boards, and Liberty regroups and will take control. Here's Reynolds, who sends it in. It will be icing because it wasn't touched by one of the Flames in the neutral zone with 16:35 left in the second period.
Well, when Westchester, when they do get possession, they need to slow it down a little bit. They don't need to. It doesn't need to be full force. Pass it up in front. You can pass it backwards. It's not. That's not a bad thing if you control possession for a couple minutes.
Liberty is pressing them so hard that they're not sure if they have the time. Even when they do have the time, they're expecting one of the Flames to be bearing down on them, to be Gegen pressing, as some might call it, and they just don't feel comfortable on the puck at the moment. Liberty behind the goal. Here's Yaller, who takes the shot. It's off the low pad of Scott on a sharp angle. The only opportunity of the second period so far for Westchester. And then Tom Cole sends it up into the zone. Mickey McShane was there, but the pass never really found him. And so Liberty goes the other way with it. Here's Garvin behind the goal. He skates with speed and stops in the near side corner. He's skating in to the middle, and he makes a move. He passes one man, but it is hit hard before he could do much with it. And Westchester is content to ice the puck all the way down.
Well, we mentioned blind passes. We're seeing that all the time from Westchester. They do think that they're being pressured at all times, and even when they're not, they think they are. So that's a big problem for them. When you see Liberty control the puck, they know who's around them, and that's why I think that they're the better team right now on the puck skills.
Face off to the right of Colgan, won by the Flames. Cruikshank at the point. Sends it to the near side corner. It's deflected. The shot from Hayes goes up and out of the zone. And then McShane jumps on it. McShane's one-on-one. He takes the shot. It goes wide to the right. Rebound out in front. And McShane tried to center it. He did well to do that, but he couldn't find anybody. And then the other way, here's Hayes. Hayes on the left side with Ogdenacre in front defending him. Hayes gets it in. And he stops by Colgan. 15:24 left to go in the second period, and Hayes with a good opportunity, one-on-one with the goaltender, and Colgan closed the opportunity. Clark wins the draw for Liberty, and the shot from Cruikshank is deflected through the crease and behind the goal into the far side corner. Westchester trying to clear the zone. They can't do it because Nelson is the one who taps it back in, back behind Colgan. Liberty gets to it behind the goal. Westchester beats them there. And here's Bergen. Bergen stripped of the puck by Optenacre behind the net. And Optenacre's able to send it along past Horacek and out of the zone. Nelson picks it up there at center and skates back into his own zone. Now he's skating forward with it. Nelson into the zone. He carries it. He's still got the puck in the near side corner. He's looking for a centering pass on the backhand. Skates all the way around. The Nelson show sends it over to the far side corner, and then Mango with it in the corner. He finds his man, and then Ogdenacre sends one of the Flames flailing to the ice. King takes the shot, and it's deflected wide. And Bill Swall has it, wraps it around to the near side corner. Cruikshank with 3 Rams there. And then finally King will get it. He whiffs on the pass to his fellow defenseman, and eventually Cruikshank gets a shot in on goal. Colgan stirs it aside. Rister goes over the bar from Fricks from the point, and Cruikshank had it in the corner. He's hit hard by Swall, who steals the puck, gives it to Horacek, and then back to Swall, skating along the far side. Here's Tom Cole, sends it all the way in, lifts it high into the air. Cruikshank stops it at the near side corner, and then he finds Thompson, who winds up and blasts, and he missed, and it goes wide to the near side. And then out in front, Thompson tries to lift it. Hamilton with it on the backhand, and it goes over the bar. Now far side, circle. Pass through the crease, or through the slot, I should say, goes over the bar from Fricks. And then Hughes keeps it in the zone, far side half boards. And then Fricks, circle, shoots. Glove save low by Colgan to keep it a 1-goal game with 13:20 to go in the second period.
Something else that we're seeing from Liberty is when they have it at the point, they're shooting to a stick rather than shooting to score. They don't really have anything. They can't really score from where they're shooting, especially with their shot power. But they're putting it on sticks that are in front of net. That's how you score in front of goal.
Colgan trying to shut down the angles, but when you have men out in front of the net to deflect the puck and to block his view, certainly increases your chances. Westchester wins the draw in their own zone, and now they have it in the Liberty zone behind the goal. Here's Yaller in the near side corner. He lifts it on the backhand to Cleary, who keeps it in the zone. Back to Yaller, who has to glove it down, and then he saucers it off the boards to McElroy. Ryan sends him into the boards, and he loses the puck. Liberty clears it to center. Oh, and here's Garvin now. Garvin's all alone. He tries to make a move on Colgan, and Colgan does a somersault to make the save. Garvin was all alone, and Colgan kept it a 1-goal game, and now Liberty's on goal again, and a strip, and Westchester goes the other way. It's a 1-on-3, though, and Andy Skipper realizes that and just bounces it in on Scott. Here's Schartz. Schartz passes to Ryan, and then Garvin, and then Crane. Garvin back to Reynolds. Schartz on the blue line, his own. Here's Reynolds. Up ahead. It's deflected into the Westchester zone by Ryan. No icing called as it never made it to the red line. Westchester collects it. Here's Tom Cole across the red line. The Springfield native, Cole, sends it in on goal. Shot save made. High stick out of the zone. And then in the slot. Shot saved by Scott. And McShane was the last one to touch the puck. It was a high stick by Liberty, who tried to sweep it out of the zone. But McShane was the first person to touch it after that high stick. And so they gave him the scoring opportunity. Scott shut the door with 11:54 left in the second period. Liberty leading 2-1 in a much more competitive match than we had last night. Liberty wins the draw. Crane on the backhand. He's hit hard by Horacek, and they go after each other in front of the Westchester bench. In the far side corner, Liberty still with it, trying to get it out of the zone. Cruikshank's able to get it high off the glass. And then Optenaker racing back in his own zone. Liberty has it at the blue line. They're able to lift it into the near side corner. Hayes sends it in off the side of the net, low, and then backhanded out to the blue line by Optenaker. Kept in by Crane and Nelson. And then Optenaker finds himself with the puck again, with time to send it all the way down in on Scott. Scott had to touch it, though, because it was close to his goal. So no icing called. Into the far side corner. Crilly against the Westchester players. It's Mango. Mango's at the ice. And then Horacek. And the players are fighting each other now. Horacek and one of the Flames are going to have penalty called. At least one. We'll see if we'll have more. Horacek and Crilly still going after each other. And finally the whistle blown as it's just gone a little bit too far. They are introducing each other to their gloves.
Well, the first penalty was called. We might have two penalties here, but the first one was called on is it Gilly? Grilly, number 18. And then Horacek pushes his stick away and probably got a penalty for that, so not a smart move. Yeah, he did. So not a smart move by Horacek.
What do you call the pushing the stick away from your opponent penalty? But I'm sure roughing will be enough to encapsulate the penalty. So Crilly and Horacek go to the box. And Westchester really can't afford to have their scorers in the box because they have 4 players injured, among them Tyler Whitaker. So they're missing some of the offensive firepower they need tonight.
Well, that's what we talked about being under control. You let the Liberty player go into the penalty box and go on the penalty. Now, are we putting 1 penalty up there, or are we putting 2? Well, I think we still have 2 penalties. I'm just looking at the board now. But yeah, you have to stay under control. If you're Westchester, you're obviously the weaker team, and you're in this game still, and you can't take penalties like that.
So there are 2 flames in the box for Liberty. There is 1 golden ram, and the penalty up there right now is for Curley for 2 minutes. Horacek is the other player in the box, and there's also a third one for Liberty. We'll get more information when we can. So that actually puts Westchester on the power play. So 5-on-4 right now. Westchester with control of the puck behind their own goal. This is a prime opportunity halfway through this game with 10:30 to go in the second period to tie it at 2. Up ice. Mango sends it in. Behind the goal. Fricks taps it along. Out only as far as Bill Swall. And then Bionis centers it. It goes through everybody. Here's Jean-Louis. Gets it to Bionis in the corner. He's looking for a centering pass. He finds Swall at the point. Winding up the shot. Glove save made by Scott. Rebound out in front. And Westchester's not able to get on the end of it. Cleary with an outstanding shot. And a great glove save made by Scott. And a stoppage in play here as the players are going after each other again in front of the play. Will anything come of this? The paid attendance here, we're calling for a cross-check. I don't see anything forthcoming. We'll see. No referee's hands are in the air. And Hughes is just wanting an explanation now from the head official. So he wants the face-off outside the zone, and he's going to get that. Clark against Connor Walsh. Face-off at center, won by Walsh. And the Golden Rams send it in around from the far side to the near. It's trapped up against the boards there by Cruikshank. Near side half boards. McShane and McElroy are fighting him for it. And then finally they get it out to Reynolds behind the goal, who sends it the length of the ice with 45 seconds left on the power play. Bill Swall, near side of his own zone. He's got McElroy in support with Bergen forechecking him well. Still skating around. McElroy, unable to get it out of the zone so far. Clark putting pressure on them, and then Bergen takes it down on his glove. McElroy behind the goal, and they're killing about 25 seconds here. Here's McElroy skating up ice with it now on the far side. Clark defending him, and is able to find a nice pass to Bionis at center. And now Bionis shoots! Goes save made by Scott on the pad. And now Bill Swall tries to send it in. Harris is all alone in his Westchester blue line, but the pass was a little bit too far ahead for him, and he wasn't able to tap it down. Now at center, we're at even strength with 2 players still in the box with 5-on-5. Bill Swall sends it all the way in. Whiffs on the hard attempts, but he got enough of it to get it in behind the goal. Liberty skating up ice with it with 8:30 left in the second period. Reynolds now on the near side corner. Drops it off for his fellow defenseman, and Colgan is going to have to play it after what was an icing opportunity, but Colgan had to touch the puck because one of the Liberty players was bearing down on him. Now behind the goal, Cruikshank is able to send it out to center. Optenacre gives chase in his own zone. 8 minutes flat left to go in the second. 2-1 Liberty. Oh, and that's not a place you want to make a move out in front of the goal. Optenacre tried to make a move on Hamilton. He lost the puck in the slot, and Colgan has to cover up. So, just trying to get inside the head of Optenacre there, looking to put a messy style move out in front of the goal, and that's not exactly where you want to be dipsy-doodling with the puck. Ryan will take the draw for Liberty. It's won by Westchester. Here's Cleary, up ice. Tries to find Tom Cole. It's off the back of his stick, and then stopped as he skated up ahead without the puck. Andy Skipper jumps on it now. And a long pass ahead. It's Curtis, who skates into the zone, dumps it in. Nelson picks it up there. Garvin with a good pass up ahead for Ryan. Ryan skating up the right side. He chips it into the zone on the far side. Now Jamie Crane going after Cleary. Cleary checks him, but Crane centers it out in front, and then Schartz picks it up at the point. Pass, whips it to the right side. And then Ryan into the slot for Garvin, who tried to take a shot, but it was pressured well by the Golden Rams. The rebound goes to the near side corner. Schartz is calling for it at the point. He's not able to get to it. And so skating in, McShane, who has to dump it in, and they'll make the change. It's the long change here in the second period. Schartz, near side corner. He was looking for a pass and then thinks better of it. And now doesn't have anybody defending him, so he takes his time and finds his man across ice. Now Bionis jumps on the puck. He takes a shot. In the slot, it goes wide to the right by a couple of inches and behind the goal. Now near side, Ryan with Horacek, and then Schartz. King skates up ice. Near side, he tries to center. It goes through the slot, and then Garvin winds up. He takes the shot, and Colgan makes the save. King, and now Fricks. He finds King, shoots, save, and it goes wide to the right. Back out to the near side. It goes up along the glass, emerging with it, Fricks to King at the point. Tried to send it in on Colgan, but it was deflected by a Westchester stick and then into the far corner. Liberty skates out with it. And the saucer pass on the backhand goes out to the center ice. Fricks goes back to get it. Clark overskates it and then is hit hard at center by Bionis. But Hughes gets to it first and now skates behind his own goal with 5:42 left in the second period. Still 2-1 Liberty. Fricks is able to skate it up ahead to King, and then King finds his man. Here's Bergen, tries to make a move, and then King jumps on the puck. He's not able to get a shot away in the slot. McShane passes up ahead, and then Connor Walsh. Walsh skates in. He's got McElroy. He shoots instead, and it's a glove save made by Scott. And then a little bit of afterthoughts between the two players. 5:23 left to go in the second period, and these two teams just don't like each other.
No, they don't. But frankly, it's amazing that Westchester's still in the game here, and you can tell by the fans' reaction when Westchester gets a 2-on-2 break, if you want to call it that.
Yeah.
So the chances are limited. The chances at the other end are ample. So it's amazing how they're still in the game.
Face-off won by Westchester in the Liberty zone, but we have a stoppage in play because of a hand pass, and we'll see where they drop the puck. Should come outside the zone. And it does.
On a side note, we have a lot of parents here that think they're the coach.
And now Opton Acres leaving the ice here. We'll see if he needs attention or if he was sent there by Swall or by one of the officials. Not sure. 5:13 left to go in the second period. And Schartz now is skating around, circling in his own zone. Is able to sidestep Leo Flick, but not completely, and Flick turned him aside. He'll have to regroup. Now Liberty finds themselves with a little bit more space on the far side with Reynolds. And then Schartz gets open behind the goal. Schartz gets it to Thompson. There's always a man open here for Liberty. Here's Hamilton, who skates in, and he tries to find Thompson on the backhand. Can't do it. Schartz keeps it in the zone well. Sends it in high. It goes past the net, and then behind the goal and into the far side corner. Here's Harris. Harris skates into the slot. Defended well by Leo Flick. He was tied up. And then Kevin Cleary skates up ice. 4:26 left in the second. Cleary sends it in. It's deflected and goes past Scott harmlessly. And Liberty breaks out with it. Here's Harris. Harris tries to get around Skipper, and he defended it well. Skipper, his pass up ahead for Jean-Louis is a little bit too far for him. And so Schartz takes control. With Bionis defending him, sends it the length of the ice, all the way down on Colgan, who lets it go for icing with 4:01 left in the second period. Still 2-1 Liberty.
Well, the difference on that series of plays is that Westchester actually had a good bit of forechecking on that one. And that's what they'll need to do. They need to put Liberty in a poor position way back in their own zone.
Liberty kicked out of the face-off circle in their own zone. It's Hamilton who's sent out of the circle, and then Harris will take the draw instead. And Harris wins the draw. They're unable to clear it, though. Westchester keeps it in, and then Horacek skates in from the corner. He tries to take the shot. He's hit hard by Hamilton, and he goes after him now. Here's Thompson. Horacek's shot was a little bit wide after he was taken out. And it was a good, legal, heavy hit in front of the goal, although Horacek took exception 3:36 left in the second period. Liberty sends it out of their zone after the icing and needs to make the change, so they deflect it at center and send it into the Westchester zone. Here's Swall behind the goal and into the near side corner. 5 players go after it there. It's pinned up against the boards, and then finally Mango passes it along the forwards, but not out of the zone. Skating in now, here's Hayes in the corner. His pass goes through his man, and then Cruikshank shoots off the blocker and then into the far corner. Liberty with plenty of time. It's 5-on-5 here. Nelson in the slot. He shoots. Save on the pad by Colgan. Rebound loose in front. And there are players in a scrum in front of the goal. And, of course, the referee can't see the puck now. And as it skitters out after all the bodies pile up, we have a stoppage with 2:48 left.
I really think Coach Swall needs to have a little talking to his players. They're going after players left and right, and they're just retaliating. It's one thing if you want to go after a player that hit you in the head, took a shot at your knee. That's one thing. But on a legal hit, like Horacek just embraced a hit that was completely legal and went after the guy, and that's when you get a penalty, and that's when you put your team in a poor position. You're in the game so far, so keep playing like that.
Yeah, they certainly can't afford to take a penalty, especially on something involving overflowing emotions like that. 2:39 left here in the second period. 2-1 Liberty. They have the puck in the Westchester zone. Ryan in the far corner. Out to the point now, Hughes, who risks it into the slot. And the pass up for Ryan goes through the slot. Hughes keeps it in the zone. Back to Ryan in the slot. Here's Fricks. Fricks finds a man here in the near corner. It's Garvin. Garvin skates behind the goal. He tries to find a centering pass, and instead goes into the corner where it's intercepted by Connor Walsh, and he'll send it out of the zone. Pass up ahead for Yahler is beaten to it by Fricks. And then Hughes. Connor Walsh taps it out of the air, gives to Yahler, who's pinned up against the boards. Yahler against Fricks. And then Connor Walsh comes out with it. Walsh into the near side corner. 3 players are fighting for possession. Leo Flick against Ryan, and then Fricks. And he comes up with the puck, and then Liberty finally with a little bit of space. And now they'll skate up with it. But Leo Flick tied up the stick of Crane. And now it's 2-on-1. It's 3-on-1. Here's Garvin. Garvin shoots. Pad save. Unorthodox, but very well saved by Colgan. 1:30 to go in the second period, and Colgan keeps it a 1-goal game on a great save. He really had to guess where Garvin was going to shoot that, and he dove to his right and stuck out the leg pads as Garvin went to the left and was able to make a connection on the puck with those leg pads. Face-off near side circle of the Liberty zone. John Mango will take the draw against the Flames' Harris. And Mango wins the draw. He gets it to Swall, whose shot from the point is deflected immediately and into the netting behind the goal for another face-off. Thompson, the one in the way. So Mango will have to face Harris again, and Harris wins the draw this time. Gives it back to Thompson, who skates out of the zone, only as far as Swall, and Thompson has to drop it back to Schartz in his own zone. Thompson now on the near side. Gets to the red line and fires it in all the way around. It wraps from the near side to the far. Harris lets it go for Thompson, and then out in front, Hamilton. Schartz shoots. It hits off the glove of Colgan, and the rebound is directed behind the goal. Last minute here in the second period. Liberty in the slot. Here's Thompson. He fires it. A great pass out in front. And then they find Hamilton out in front. And Colgan makes the save. It was point blank. Hamilton didn't have much room to make a move. And perhaps Thompson might have shot that. He took, instead of the sharp angle, he found Hamilton instead.
Well, I really give credit to Colgan there. He could have sold out on the initial pass, but he kept his ground and waited for the second pass and was right in front of that. So good on Colgan for that.
43 seconds left in the second period. And Colgan stopped that one at point-blank range from Hamilton, as he will now see the face-off to his left. Connor Walsh against Andy Clark. And the Rams emerge with the puck after the win by Walsh. McElroy backhands it, but not out of the zone. Nelson jumps up to get it with his glove. He fires it in on Colgan, who gloves it casually to force another faceoff. Liberty still with a 2-1 lead here in the second period as we near the end of this period. Andy Clark wins the draw this time, and he gets it back to Nelson, who fires the wrister over the bar. And then Cruikshank on the rebound goes over the bar and almost out of the zone, but Nelson fired it, and McShane almost had an opportunity to go the length of the ice, but it jumped over his stick as he blocked that pass along the blue line. Now behind the goal, centering pass, shot save made. Clark was the one in the slot, and Colgan hangs onto the rebound with his glove.
Colgan is really bailing out his players right now. Swole with a bad move on the boards there. He can't control it. It looked like an easy puck, but I'm sitting in the press box and not playing puck, so it looks like an easy one. But Colgan is really bailing his guys out.
Liberty wins the draw. 10 seconds to play in the second period. They take the shot, and it goes through. Now Garvin with a shot in the slot. He's all alone. Great save by Colgan. He's going low early, and he's able to at least get in the way of these shots. Garvin has been stymied again with a great opportunity in the slot. He found himself with tons of space, and with 4.5 seconds left, we'll have another draw. Here's Westchester just trying to get to the finish line here in the second period. The goal is a little bit loose after that as players emerged or crashed in on Colgan. The face-off won by Westchester, and they get it back out to the point, and the shot never makes its way to Colgan from the stick of Schartz. And so after 2 periods of play, last night it was 4-0. Tonight Westchester has the chance to get back into the game. The score is 2-1. Liberty with the 1-goal lead with 20 minutes to play in regulation. When we come back, we'll have the conclusion here on Westchester's Hockey Radio Network in just a moment.